So tell me, how'd practice go today and this week?
It was good. Today was more of like a mental day, so we got a lot of mental preparation down. It's like our walkthrough day, so we got to walk through everything that we've been doing this week, and I thought it went really good.
Do you feel as though the opportunity these last 9, 10 days has been, well, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. What do you think it's been these last 9, 10 days for you guys?
Definitely with the bye week, it definitely gave us a lot of time to recover mentally and physically. We had some guys hurt and injured throughout the past couple of weeks, and just give guys time to recover. And then it also gives us time to just work on our plays, our offense, and just keep on getting better and better at the stuff that we do.
Yeah, I mean, even the NFL gets bye weeks now. So, I mean, as a football player, is this beneficial? Do you kind of enjoy getting that breather?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I love playing football games. That's why I'm here. But definitely getting that time to just relax and get back to the basics, the stuff that got us here, is definitely beneficial to not just me, but the entire team in general.
Sure. All right. So tell me about facing Wisconsin. I mean, it's quote a down year, what 2-3 right now, but it's Wisconsin, and they're always a Big Ten power. So, what do you think about the opportunity as a football player to go to face them?
100%. When you're young, and I didn't know a whole lot about West Point when I was young, but you look at like the Notre Dames, Alabama's, the Wisconsin. So it's definitely just a tremendous opportunity that we have to go down to Camp Randall and get to play with a team like Wisconsin.
You mentioned Camp Randall. I mean, it's such a famous name and such a famous stadium. What do you think about playing before 80,000 crazed Badgerites?
I think it's going to be a fun experience. We had guys and even me play against Army, Navy, kind of not maybe 80,000 plus, but maybe not Badgerites. But I think it's going to be a great experience to go down to, Camp Randall and get to play.
Yeah, it is different though from Army Navy because granted it's the same size crowd and passion and all that, but I think there's a lot more at stake in Army Navy with you cadets. What's it like? Is it different facing an Oklahoma, Michigan, Wisconsin on their turf?
I wouldn't. I mean, of course, it's going to be a different because we're in Wisconsin in front of like you said, the 80,000 Badger Rights. But at the end of the day, it's kind of just us against us. Doing our job, doing the fundamentals. Just doing what we need to do. So
Yeah, you mentioned us versus us. That's the thing Jeff tells us all the time. Don't let Army beat Army. Well, Army beat Army like, at Ball State, I think. He said it. I think you guys would agree. What are your thoughts on that game?
yeah, just looking back at the film, and especially myself, I had a couple of key plays that probably would have went for touchdowns if I would have did better just myself. And just looking back at the offense as a whole, we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. And we look back at the film, and it's not the play calls were there, the plays we were running were there. We just failed to execute at times, and in big games like that, it came back to hurt us. So.
Yeah. Is it hurt more because that was such a winnable game in your eyes?
I think it does hurt more because we expect the best from ourselves. We expect better. We expect to perfection in our offense. And when you make mistakes like that, stuff that we've been doing since we learned since week one of camp, it hurts. It's like, what are you doing? That's what I ask myself. Like, what are you doing? The plays, what you're doing, but you fail to do it. So that's
Yeah.
what hurt the most.
All right. So you're facing a Wisconsin team that just has great size on both sides of the line. You as a bullish fullback, a guy who relies on your power and stuff. What do you think about facing a Wisconsin team that A is just tremendous against the run, but just their size?
Yeah, it's definitely a great challenge for, me, not only me, but the team itself. Coach Vidi, he always talks about our fundamentals, our four core fundamentals at B-back. And really, it's not really relying, not my size, but kind of the fundamentals that I was taught. Those will work really against anybody. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, and it's definitely something that I look forward to. But, just relying on what I've been taught, my fundamentals, I feel pretty good.
Sure. I asked Coach Davis the other day this question. Wisconsin has size, yes. But tell me about how technique beats size.
Definitely. Defenses play gaps and everything. But we have certain schemes that we use, or, my certain paths on different plays, so, that I use that will beat I guess, different techniques based on where I go and where I, lead the quarterback. So definitely, if we're fundamentally sound, technique sound, no matter, how big or how fast, it's going to be hard to beat us no matter what. So we just have
Yeah,
to play our technique and our fundamental sound.
sure. Coach Munkin was telling the media earlier that, and he's not taking a shot at you guys, but he says, hey, Army's not going to win based on prospects. These prospects go to these Power Five schools and all. But do you feel like there's a huge difference between the caliber of player that goes to West Point versus the caliber that goes Power Five?
I wouldn't necessarily say there's a huge difference. Maybe size wise and speed wise, everybody knows that, teams like, Wisconsin, they're physically the best of the best and, they're great players. In Army, we're kind of, I wouldn't say under recruited, but, we don't have as many, the looks that Wisconsin has. But I think just our fight, we rely on our technique, our strength, and everything that we use here, that we learned here. Military wise, coming from beasts and everything, I think it just makes us tougher. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're so hard to play and so hard to beat, because of our toughness. And we learned it here. So.
Yeah, I think you touched on it earlier, but you're facing a team that's ranked, I think, first in the nation against run, and they just demolished Illinois the other day. You guys, as the B-backs, are so successful at gaining the yards that you need to on these plays. Do you take it as personally and as a group like a challenge? Like, all right, let's go. You bring your number one versus our, number two rush offense. Do you look at it that way?
Oh yeah, 100%. Wisconsin's defense is all around. They're great. They're big. They're fast. Great at stopping the run. And we know that in order for the offense to get going, we take a lot of pride in it. We have to make big runs ourselves. So definitely that's a challenge for us to go out, make big plays, big blocks, get those yards after contact so we can keep on schedule and so we can keep the offense moving.
Now, granted, you don't get free time when you go out there on these trips, but have you ever been to Madison or Wisconsin? And go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I remember stopping in Wisconsin, maybe for like a family reunion or that. I'm kind of from the Midwest. I don't know if that counts as the Midwest, but I'm kind of near it, I guess.
Mhm. Anything you would have wanted to do if you had the leisure time to get out, if you were in Milwaukee or Madison?
Oh man, I think maybe if I look some stuff up, if I didn't play football, if I look some stuff up, I can definitely find stuff. But I can't really think of anything right now.
Mhm. You like hitting the road?
Yeah, I love road games, but I definitely love playing at home in Mickey Stadium. So.
Yeah. And last thing, obviously, this is the toughest two-game stretch of the season here. Wisconsin and Wake Forest is having an amazing year. What do you think about the challenge of these 2 weeks?
Definitely. We're kind of just taking it, day by day, focusing 1 week at a time. I know Wake Forest has a great team, but right now, not most, all of our concentration is trying to go down to Madison and beat a very good Wisconsin team. So that's really where our focus is at right now.